I'm sure you've heard many times before that golf is not a game of perfect. Now, while we would like impact to be as good as we can possibly make it, the rest of the swing just really has to fall within certain parameters, especially the backswing, especially the takeaway. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to improve on or kind of get rid of a takeaway that goes way too far to the inside. I'm going to give you a couple of great tips and drills that I hope you're going to run with. If you'd like to do that and this is one of your issues, then by all means, stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. As you know, I'm on a journey to hit it longer and straighter off the tee, but also longer and straighter all the way to the flag, because that's just what makes golf more fun. So if you agree, join us. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment. All right, so many golfers that I teach struggle with their takeaway by taking it away way too far to the inside like this. And even for a lower handicap, I have a bunch of golfers that are, let's say, 5 and 6 handicap golfers that simply aren't going to ever get much better than that. They're kind of stuck on a plateau because the limitations this extra inside takeaway is putting on them. They're just not able to ever be consistent with the strike of the ball and the control of direction. So here's a couple of tips and drills that are going to help you get this under control. You notice here for the first one, I've got my handy dandy favorite chair to illustrate one mechanism that helps golfers get too far inside. And I'll show you, it is when the hips turn too much and too flat on the backswing. So something like this. Now see, my arms would just want to follow. I kind of do a little bit of a flat pirouette of the hips. And see, my hips are kind of more facing the camera now. Instead of turning, say, 30 or 45 degrees, I've kind of, in my effort to maybe make a bigger backswing or make a bigger windup, I've turned my hips here 60, 70 degrees, kind of on a merry-go-round axis. So that, of course, helps suck everything way too far to the inside. Now, you know the story from here. A lot of golfers are going to come over the top from there and kind of develop a big loop, and that can really lead to difficulty in being consistent. The other thing that can happen, of course, is you just stay on the inside and you play a big sling hook, fat shots, push shots, hook shots, because it's just too extreme of an inside-out path. So rather than doing this style of hip turn, I would encourage you to introduce more tilt into the backswing, into the hip action and the shoulder action. So in other words, we're going for less turn of the hips and more tilt to the hips. So just watch. If I were to add more tilt and turn, it would look something like this. So I'm not turning my hips nearly as much, and I'm certainly tilting them more this way. So my right hip is definitely higher than the left right now. I've got a little bit of an extra tilt to this side, to the target side. And see, that's automatically making you draw this club back a lot more on plane. Now, a second way golfers can get stuck too far on the inside going back and then have to try to recover is by sucking the arms in. So you might have your hips and shoulders working pretty well, but you might be pulling the arms into the inside. So you just want to follow what I call the one hand rule. At address, you see I've got one hand span to the left thigh. Now, if I've done the takeaway well, by the time I get to the right thigh, I'm still going to have that one hand, spread hand gap. And that's how I know I'm getting the arms to follow on the correct track as I start the swing. Now, just a quick warning for those of you trying to fix your backswing so that it doesn't go so far inside. A lot of people will try to make up the difference. And this is a really common pitfall or trap to fall in, is as they turn flat this way, they try to make up the difference with their arms by lifting away. So here I'm turning too flat and I'm making a second error Now I've got a 2.5 hand gap in order to trick the club getting back onto the right track again. But you see I've totally blown this gap. So it's almost like my hips and shoulders are going around like a merry-go-round, and now my arms are going more vertical like a Ferris wheel. So nothing really jibes with each other, makes it a lot more difficult to be consistent. Okay, now a really good drill to do is by bringing your golf bag. If you've got a stand golf bag, you can lean it like this. You'll notice that I'm setting the base of it kind of right on the target line, and the bag is sitting pretty much parallel on its angle to the shaft of the club. And so this way I can actually practice, even at home, I can practice going back straighter this way, and this will really give me feedback and discourage me from going too far to the inside, because I'll kind of hit the strap of my bag right here. Practice this at home first without a ball, because as soon as you put a ball in the way, you'll be absolutely amazed to see how easy it is to revert back to the old habit again. So let me give it a try here. And I'm going to go slow and easy, which I recommend you do at first as well. So I'm just going to try to miss the bag. Try to get normal setup. Steepen the hips and shoulders. Keep the hand span on the arms. All right, so typically in my swing, I do have a little bit of an issue going just a smidge too far to the inside for my liking, and I would like to work on it a little bit too. So you can see in that slow motion though, that my club was really working up on a really nice plane going back, and I certainly was keeping it inside a reasonable parameter. Again, nothing about the takeaway of the backswing has got to be perfect. Really where our swings need to start being perfect is kind of halfway down, so we better be dropping it into a good slot. But certainly to be really consistent and break through that plateau that you might be stuck on, you definitely want to get it within a reasonable range, maybe 6 inches or so. All right, so give these techniques and tips a try. If they work for you, please leave it in the comments. Keep us updated if they were able to help you get your takeaway a little bit better. In the meantime, I'm going to go back and work on mine for a little while longer, because I know I need to work on this not going too far to the inside. So thanks again for watching. Thanks to Golf Development Complex, Moorpark, California. And as usual, if I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you longer and straighter off the tee. Take good care.